For next spring, summer of 2015, we find that the season is moving towards really a cooler and softer side of the color spectrum. It's eclectic, it's ethereal, because it combines some pale pastels and nature-like neutrals, and the brights are a little bit toned down. Remembrances of what is folkloric, floral art, the magical world of tropical landscapes, all of these things enter into the designer's consciousness for what they want to create for spring summer of 2015. Now, where does it all come from? Where do these influences start? How do they emanate? How do they get across to us? Well, we all know that we live in a world today that's full of all kinds of tensions. We need to create a stress-free environment, particularly because we know that we're all connected all around the clock, 24/7. So we want to disconnect for a while. We want to choose colors that are a bit minimalistic, plein air theme, a breath of fresh air, taking a cue from nature as opposed to those things that are mechanically manipulated. Soft hues that are cool blend with some subtle warm tones that create a soothing escape from the everyday hustle and bustle. So as we look first at spring summer 2015, we find that the cool colors are going to take center stage to begin with. We're going to start with a lovely shade called aquamarine. Now, we all have a picture of what aquamarine looks like. It's cool, it's calming, it's rather ethereal, it's associated with a touch of wetness, watery feeling. It makes us feel rested, and as mentioned, definitely a stress reducer. So an important top color as we head into spring and summer. The next shade is called scuba blue. Now, another cool color. However, scuba's got a little bit more fun attached, a little more playful, a little more vibrancy. It makes us feel like we're headed for an escape on a tropical island, perhaps in an exotic paradise, and who wouldn't want to do that? So a fun accent next to the other cooling blue. The third color is lucite green. Now this is really a color that hasn't been around recently, but we're finding that it's coming back again. It has a definite retro feeling. It has a minty glow, it's light in weight, and that's important to think about, the weight and the texture of the color. And so again, it has that kind of transparent feel that really speaks to what the color name is all about, which is lucite green. Next is classic blue. Now, of course, we know in spring and summer, we have to have that anchoring color, that color that we can bounce all the other colors off of. And so with our classic blue, we have the faithful, dependable, strong, reliable color that is eternal and enduring and always there for us, and a great item to have in clothing that you open the closet door and out you pull it and you know away you can go, or it creates a background for all of your other colors. Now we're headed into some of our warmer tones, and this first suntanned neutral, which we consider very comforting and very warm, is timeless, it's versatile, it's organic, an important word, again having that natural feeling, so there's nothing synthetic about it. There's an authenticity that goes with the color, like toasted almond, and it is thought of as a very natural color, a kind of toes in the sand kind of shade. And we move on to strawberry ice. Now this is an interesting name because we know that strawberry can feel like it's warming, you know, the color of strawberry, and yet if we call it strawberry ice, we get the idea that it's going to be not only warming and appealing and charming, but it is also going to have evocative of something that's going to cool us down at the same time. In addition to that, we know that the pinks will throw a wonderful glow on the complexion, on the skin, and who doesn't want to look like they're in the pink in spring and summertime? The next is called tangerine, and we know that the oranges have been around in the last few seasons, and we're loath to give them up because people have really discovered the orange family. But tangerine is a little different because it's spontaneous, it's gregarious, it's fun, it's all of the things that orange is supposed to be. But this one is just a bit softer. It's not a hot popsicle orange. It is a little cooler than that and still has a sense of playfulness and a bit of tang, which orange does have to have. Custard is next, and just like the name implies, delicious to eat, delectable, sweet, sunny, cheerful, very pleasant, very relaxing. It's like the comfort food that it's named after. It is full of good feelings. It's subtle, it's affable, it has an easy disposition, and in clothing it takes on that same persona. Next we have Marsala. Now this is an interesting color for spring summer, but truly it is one of the foundations, like classic blue, of the entire color scheme for spring and summer. When we think Marsala, we think of color that has a bit of strength and confidence, stability, and we might say of it that it feeds the body, mind, and the soul, because Marsala does make for a delicious taste, whether it's a glass of wine or we're cooking with it. We know that the red-brown roots as an undertone to Marsala do add a rather natural earthiness to it, and yet it still has the excitement of the wine that's in there as well. Glacier Gray. Now, naturally, we have to have another neutral. We had our toasted sand, and the Glacier Gray gives us the opportunity to use another cooling neutral color. Now, think about the gray in relationship to every other color that I've just talked about. And again, it is unobtrusive, it contrasts, but at the same time, it enhances all other colors. It's truly nature's most perfect neutral color when you think about it, because in addition to the greens that we think of as a natural background, the gray makes us think of rock and sediment and things that are solid and dependable and truly relaxing and constant and peaceful. So that's what gray does for us, and that is the entirety of the top 10 for spring, summer fashion colors for women.